Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back in to another edition of Astros Recap. David Artis here. It is actually Tuesday night, technically Wednesday morning, because it is 12:12 a.m. I still consider it Tuesday night. If you want to be technical, we can call it Wednesday morning. But obviously, all these updates on my computer right now. But yeah, obviously the Astros have finished the regular season at 95-67. So, by the way, back at my own place tonight. So last week, obviously, at a friend's house. Now, back home, obviously, as the background's what you usually see most weekends, or just most nights. I guess I actually do this. I want to verify that record though, real quick. That's why I'm actually pulling out the phone. So yes, 95-67. If you had told me that going into this season, I probably take that in a heartbeat. So yes. Now the goal, was 97 and 65. So the Astros, that week where they got swept by Oakland, which was the week prior to this one, really put that to bed. So, but winning 2 of 3 against Tampa Bay, and then of course taking 2 of 3 against Oakland, the Astros did wrap up, of course, the division and home field advantage in the ALDS against the White Sox, which is what we were looking to do. So can't be too upset. Obviously, playoffs and ultimately winning a World Series is more important than your record. So, I mean, once you're in, you're in. Obviously, the first wild card game was played tonight. That was the Red Sox and the Yankees. So obviously, Seattle and Toronto did not make it into the wild card game. Red Sox did win 6-1, so the Yankees season, first team eliminated from the playoffs. Obviously tomorrow we'll have the Dodgers and the Cardinals. I'll be rooting for the Cardinals, but we'll see how that one game wild card goes. For the Yankees, for just quickly to reflect on tonight's game, crushing for them, as the Yankees every year, they're just looking to win a World Series. Haven't done it since 2009, so what's it been, 12 years now? And they've been right in the thick of things in the playoffs each of the last handful of years, right? They weren't in the playoffs back in 2016, but in 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, and now 21, they've been there. The Astros have knocked them out of the playoffs 3 separate times in that span. But yeah, the Red Sox, on the other hand, a team that at least I wasn't expecting much from them this year. I thought they'd be fourth place in their division. They got off to a very good start. In fact, had the best record in the American League for a good number of time. And then Tampa Bay, of course, made the move, and they acquired Nelson Cruz. They slingshot into first place, and the Red Sox were sort of hanging on as they dipped, and they were in the wild card spot, and then they were able to hold on. They hosted the games at Fenway Park tonight, and they will now play the Rays in the best of 5. So the Astros against the White Sox, obviously, White Sox are a team. I'm not going to sit here and say they scare me, but we know that they're good. We also know that they're not as good on the road, so I think home field advantage was extremely important for the Astros. It got a little dicey there at the end, but they were able to hold on there to host at least this playoff round. But yeah, the White Sox, obviously young, explosive lineup. They got the pitchers with Lucas Giolito, Lance Lynn, Carlos Rodon. Dylan Cease is a guy you could throw in there. Keuchel doesn't really scare me, but the Astros have been able to hit Dylan Cease, Dallas Keuchel, and Lance Lynn this year. Not to say that has any impact on what will happen this time around, but yeah. So the Astros, obviously, I think offense is going to be key. That's their calling card. That's what they have to be able to do. They have to be able to hit. And I know the playoffs is a different story. You got to be able to win tight games. So, look at the bullpen, the acquisitions. Kendall Graveman, Ryan Presley, got to be money. You got to find ways to get outs. trying to think. Yimi Garcia is another guy that you can throw in there a little bit. Ryan Stanek, I think, will be a factor. But I also think people like Jake Odorizzi, if you need multiple innings, maybe Christian Javier can step up. We'll see. But you're going to need people to step up, whether it's a reliever, whether it's a starter. I flash back to 2020. Obviously, Framber Valdez and Christian Javier were two people that really stepped up come playoff time and really took over. And they were guys we could rely on. We'll need something along those lines, I think, again this year if we want to go deep in the playoffs. So the lineup, everybody's healthy. Everybody's healthy. Right? Even Greinke came out of the bullpen, I think, on Sunday to close out that game. And I'm going to use this time to more talk about the playoffs and sort of the playoff picture here rather than talk about what happened. We won 4-6 last week, but my last handful of podcasts, I haven't really gone in depth with recapping each game, more so just the full week in review. But I want to talk more about the playoffs here. So I know I'm already 6 minutes in. I just wanted to sort of give you a update there as I look for my water here. Where do I place my water? No idea where I put it. Alright, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, playoff roster, obviously, 26 man. We can go through this right here because I think I know what it's going to look like. So, pitching wise, obviously, Lance McCullers will get the ball. He's already been scheduled. He's going to get the ball here game 1. Framber Valdez will get the ball game 2. I would imagine Luis Garcia in game 3. And then it will most likely be Jose Urquidy in game 4. That's how I think things are going to stack up for him. I'm just going through the roster here. That's your 4 starters, though, that I think they'll get the ball here first 4 games, if I were to guess. So yeah, then you'll have obviously Jake Odorizzi, Zach Greinke, Christian Javier, Blake Taylor, Brooks Raley, Ryan Stanek, Kendall Graveman, Ryan Presley, and I'm missing one reliever, Yimi Garcia. There's your 13 pitchers I think they'll hold on the playoff roster right there. So yeah, you got the 6 starters basically. Yeah, you got the 6 starters, and then you got Javier, you got Graveman, you got Presley, you got Stanek, you got your 2 lefties. You think what's 6 plus 7? That's 13, right? So yeah. So I named them all. Yeah, your 6 starters. And your 7 relievers. So that's the way it'll look. Obviously, more like 4 starters and 9 relievers, if you want to look at it like that. But yes, the Astros will have, I believe, 13 pitchers. And then when it comes to position players, obviously, you'll have Martin Maldonado, you'll have Jason Castro, you have Yuli Gurriel, have Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, Alemnis Diaz, Marwin Gonzalez. That's 8. You'll have, of course, Tucker. Hold on. You'll have Brantley. You'll have Chas McCormick, Jake Myers, Kyle Tucker, and you'll have Yordan Alvarez. So I think that's your 26-man roster. So I'm leaving Jose Siri off it, and everybody else. That's your that's 26 guys. So that's how things I think are going to shape up when it comes to our playoff roster. So yes, that's the way I look at things. The Astros obviously start their postseason on Thursday. They have a 3 o'clock game there. Friday they play at 1 o'clock. I'll be at work both those days, but definitely be watching the game closely. So yeah, as far as the other matchups concerned, The White Sox, first of all, have not announced their rotation quite yet, at least for the first 2 games. The Astros have, like I said, McCullers in Game 1, Valdez in Game 2. I believe for the White Sox, it's going to be Giolito probably in Game 2, Lance Lynn in Game 1. I could be wrong there. Could flip-flop either way. But I think they'll go Lance Lynn against McCullers, and then they'll line up Giolito against Valdez. And then they'll probably have Rodon, obviously dealing with some injury, but I think he pitched just fine his last start, so he'll probably get the ball in Game 3, the first game in Chicago there, which will be played on Sunday, I think. Yeah, off day Saturday. Yeah, Sunday. So yeah, looking forward to it. I do think the Astros have the edge here. I'm not going to, if you want a prediction, I'll say the Astros in 5 because I think this will be a close series, but I think the Astros with the experience, with the pedigree, with the home field advantage, I think they take this series in 5, but I think it'll be very, very close. But that'll be my prediction there. As far as the other, talked about LA and St. Louis tomorrow. So it's a wild card, winner take all, winner move on game. They'll play the they'll play the Giants. The winner there will play the Giants in the first round. Then Milwaukee and Atlanta. It's got the other series there. Milwaukee, I think, is a team that could probably take this all the way to the World Series. I think Milwaukee's actually that good. Obviously, they lost a reliever to a celebration, sort of punching a wall and breaking his hand or fracturing it or whatever it is. Needs surgery. Idiotic injury, but yeah, that happened there. I still think they're very good. They're starters, they're relievers, they can pitch, and pitching really comes to the forefront in the playoffs. So, yeah, the Brewers will make quick work of the Braves, and then they'll play either the Giants, Dodgers, or Cardinals, I guess. But yeah, I could see the Brewers actually going all the way to the World Series. I really could. I think they're that good. Obviously, I'll pick the Astros in the American League, but one series at a time here. Not get ahead of ourselves. Just sort of giving you the matchups there. So, yeah, after tomorrow, 8 teams will remain, obviously. So the regular, whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think here. This podcast might be short, not a whole bunch to talk about, and it's 12:25 now. So, but yeah, there's, James Click was interviewed at the ballpark today. He hasn't really said anything about roster decisions. The one guy that's on the cusp who I think they're going to leave off is Jose Siri. So Jose Siri, I think, is a guy who's a September call-up. He showed he had some flashes of, some power and some speed, of course, but I just don't think that I don't think he's going to make the roster. I just don't. I don't see it. I think Jake Myers has done more in his amount of time here. And Jake Myers might be getting starts. I think he'd be getting starts over Chas McCormick. So, yeah, I think he's a better hitter than Chas McCormick. It's that simple. So, yeah. But, yeah, we'll get in the playoffs here. We'll see. I really hope Greinke doesn't start because I don't think he should start. I really don't. I think Greinke should come out of the bullpen, if anything, and be very cautious there anyway. So that's the way I see it. Not a whole lot to talk about. I'm going to get on here and recap some playoff games, obviously, when I get the chance. So it probably won't be my average Sunday. Maybe on Saturday. We'll see how things shape out. But I'll, like I've done in previous years, I'm not just going to wait till each Sunday or Monday or in this case Tuesday to talk to you. I'm going to try to, wait 2 or 3 games in a series and see where we're at and then get on and talk about it. But playoff preview sort of podcast, shortened podcast today. I wish I had more for you, but, the final day of the final day, game 162 last Sunday, the Toronto and Seattle who missed out. Toronto won their game, but they had to rely on, all Boston and New York had to do was win their games. They won their games, they were in. That's what they did. So it didn't matter. Seattle lost, so they wouldn't have made it regardless, but Toronto needed help. They were both, Toronto I thought obviously would be in the playoffs. They missed out. I thought, let's see. I didn't have Boston making it. I thought that the wild card teams would be, I thought it'd be the Yankees and the Blue Jays, actually. I think I had the Rays. I had the Rays, the Yankees winning the division. I might have had the Rays in the wild card spot with the Yankees, but either way, I missed out because the Red Sox made it. But I did have the Astros winning their division, of course, and I had the White Sox winning their division, so I got that right. The NLL was all messed up. I'm going back to my preseason predictions. I had the Mets making a wild card spot. That wasn't the case. I had the Padres making a wild card spot. That wasn't the case. Didn't have the Giants winning their division. Obviously, had the Dodgers in the playoffs. I had the Cardinals winning their division. So the Brewers surprised me. I did have the Braves winning their division. So I was right. Okay, I guess. But Blue Jays, I was off. And obviously Mets and Padres, I was off. So, but it wasn't terrible. My predictions weren't terrible. So, maybe you can tell me what you think, and you can leave that in the comment section below. But yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, there's no game. I'm not going to recap the final. We took 2 or 3 in Tampa Bay. We won the first game, the third game there, and after losing on Friday, we won Saturday and Sunday against the A's. I'm not going to go into those games because I don't think it's that important. The season starts over now that it's the playoffs. So at 17 minutes, and the fact that it's almost 12:30, I'll wrap things up. I'll wrap things up. Hopefully you're listening to this Wednesday or possibly Thursday before the Astros play. And yeah, I don't know why I'm talking like I'm trying to defend myself in somehow, some way, but I'm just laying out the landscape here of how I'm going to do this, and I'm just filling time as I talk right now. But yes, I need to get this show on the road tonight because it's late and I'm not necessarily tired, but I need to sort of, I got to do some things here. So I'll wrap things up there. Love to hear your comments. What do you think? Comment section below. Like this video. Share it with your friends. All that good stuff on YouTube. And I will talk to you within the coming week at some point. Sound good? Good. Wrap things up there. We'll talk to you next time we talk to you.